Well, we have the chance of some severe weather over the next couple of days. The main concern is going to be some flooding as a stuck pattern across the central U.S. keeps waves of thunderstorms over the northern plains. So we have a slight risk of severe storms today. Western Nebraska, not really an exciting day. We're not talking about probably widespread tornadoes, mainly a hail and wind threat, and then that area will expand only slightly north and east. Notice the elongated shape of this. This is kind of around a frontal boundary that's really stalled, and then heading into Friday night into Saturday, it'll shift more into eastern Minnesota and Wisconsin. You can make out the boundary. We've got cooler, drier, high pressure to the northeast, developing low in the Rockies in this large area of clouds and showers. This is north of the boundary. Put on the streamlines here, which are winds showing that frontal boundary, south winds south of the boundary, northeast winds north of it. We're in this stuck pattern. Well, the east is seeing this heat dome that's been parked there. That's kept the storm track largely in the same area with waves of moisture over the same areas. Minnesota, South Dakota, Wisconsin seeing tons of moisture. Now the dew points are going to start to move back north. The front will move back north, and it's along the edge of this that we're going to see waves of showers and thunderstorms over the next 48 hours. And while there will be some severe weather, the main issue is going to be the potential for flooding rains. This is the NAM model. Notice that waves of showers and thunderstorms over the same areas here into Saturday. So again, slight risk in western Nebraska today. Small tornado risk and a little bit better wind risk, but large hail eastern Wyoming into western Nebraska is probably going to be the bigger concern with some of those storms. Tomorrow, similar thing. Not much of a tornado day, but we're going to see the risk of wind and hail mainly across South Dakota, Nebraska, squeezing into southwestern Minnesota. But rainfall, that's going to be the issue. Excessive rainfall outlook, a moderate excessive rainfall outlook for southeastern South Dakota into southwestern Minnesota. That is pretty high for the risk of some flooding. And then as we head into Friday and Friday night, that shifts to the Twin Cities, still eastern South Dakota and most of southern Minnesota, including places like Rochester, and then into western Wisconsin. So additional rainfall, several inches in that eastern South Dakota to southern Minnesota, western Wisconsin swath here. 4 inches is looking like a pretty good bet, which is extreme enough, but there are models that are producing over a half foot somewhere in southern Minnesota or eastern South Dakota. And the tropics are also active. We had Alberto, the first named storm of the season already, and then 2 areas that the National Hurricane Center is watching for possible development. 40% chance we could see a storm develop here off the coast of Florida in the coming days.